Hey everybody, it's Jasmine, and today I wanted to do a video review talking about my favorite hits and misses from the Makeup Revolution line. I have been using Makeup Revolution for literally so long now. I have a love-hate relationship with some of their products, and I am excited to talk about things that I really love, things that I personally don't recommend and might piss you guys off. And I also have things that I just casually want to mention that I like and that I would potentially recommend, but it's not going to be my absolute favorite. So I'm going to take you guys on my makeup journey here, and we will just start with primer. Now this bottle is called the Pro Base Blur Primer Illumination Base. Unfortunately, this one is discontinued pretty recently, so you can actually still find vendors who are selling it on like Mercari, Poshmark, Amazon. So it's still on the market, but it's just not sold at Ulta or on the Makeup Revolution website. I love this stuff because it is very similar to a lot of other silicone-based primers. I love silicone-based primers because I feel like it makes my skin look really good. I personally don't have any reaction to it. So when I wear this one in particular, it really smooths out my skin, blurs the pores, and actually looks better throughout the day. And I think the only con with this, because it is silicone, if you wear facial oil in the morning, which not a lot of people do, if you wear facial oil in the morning and then you layer this on top, at the end of the day your face is gonna look a little oily. But I don't know, that's kind of given to me if you're gonna wear oil in the morning. Now my second hit obviously are my little face palettes here. I love the palettes that are in this layout where it has 8 different circular shades. I know they have a palette like this but has cream formulas. I've never personally tried that. I only rely on the powders. I personally have here the Golden Sugar 2 Rose Gold. I have my All About Bronze, and then in my client kit I actually have one of their blush palettes. I don't know what that's called, but I think it's like blush palette. But these are so blendable, they're so buildable, and they look absolutely stunning on the skin. I like these because when you're traveling, these double up as eyeshadows, and especially this one, the Golden Sugar 2 Rose Gold. I actually have an entire video on my channel where I did a full face with this palette. It's doable, it's workable, it looks really good on the skin, and the highlight in this palette is so beautiful, and I highly recommend at least trying out one. And I believe these ones retail around $7 or something, super inexpensive. You get 8 shades, you get a beautiful mirror, and this is a hefty palette. Like, I've dropped this so many times and it's literally just stayed intact. So I highly recommend these if you're ever at an Ulta, if you're ever trying to shop online. Even if you're in the UK, this is a UK brand. So even if you're trying to find something new, this is definitely it, and I highly want you guys to try it. The TammixRevolution, and I wanted to say thank you to the one person who recommended me trying this palette, and this is called the Tropical Paradise palette. Now I found this one at TJ Maxx for $5, very inexpensive, and look at how many shades are in here. It is jam-packed, and at first I didn't think this was a neutral palette. I focused a lot in the center here and then the colors right here, because in the center you get a lot of purple, mauves, peaches, and then once you get into the darker side you get into that blue, green, black, and they all blend out very seamlessly. The shimmers and mattes here are very consistent. So Tammy, I don't know who she is, but Tammy, your palette's actually really good, and this is a very solid palette, and I do see myself using this day to night when I'm traveling. I wish that if I could change one thing about this palette, I would have done a deeper, darker brown in here. But other than that, I think this is a very solid palette, and I would recommend it to anybody who is looking for a pretty small palette but really is jam-packed with color and is very affordable. My fifth and final favorite is the Emily the Wands palette. Oh, I love Emily. If you guys watch my channel at all, you guys know I love her. I think like she's my mom of YouTube. She's literally the best. I love her videos, and when she told her audience that she was going to come out with a palette, it was going to be affordable, I was like, I'm gonna buy it on launch day. And normally I'm the person who never buys things on launch day. but I did this time. And it was because I love her so much. I love her passion for makeup, and her color choice in this is right up my alley. Now, I love the fact that this doesn't stay completely neutral. You know, she has her pinks, she has her purple, she has her greens, she has like her deep dark colors, and I appreciate the fact that this palette goes deep dark into black and then that dark brown. I think it's a very well-rounded palette, and it is something that I could see myself doing a full face on, like my brows, my eyeshadow, bronzer, blush, highlight. It's literally so good, and I would actually travel with this even though it is super big because of the mirror. The mirror is huge. So I just wanted to say that if you are thinking of getting a big palette, you like big palettes, and you like supporting other YouTubers who are really driven, really passionate, and really cares for her subscribers, I highly recommend checking this one out. And I do notice that on Ulta, a lot of their palettes especially, they are always like buy one get one half off. Sometimes they're like 25% off, and I just think that overall, just the deals that are given to us from Ulta, it's a steal, honestly. So if you want a palette, highly recommend that one as well. Okay guys, so let's go into my misses. Now, I actually have one of my misses, actually a couple of my misses in my empties bag. I feel like, should I get it? I don't know. I mean, you guys kind of already know what they are, so I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about it. So my first miss is actually the Conceal and Define Foundation and concealer. I don't like either of them. I think that the color choices, although they have a lot, I just feel like they're not perfect for me. And it took me around 4 exchanges and returns to get my perfect match, and still I can't find my perfect match. So that's a big no for me. And personally, I know a lot of people compare it to Shape Tape, but it doesn't self-set. It's not a foundation or concealer that I would rely on whenever I want my face to look really nice, perfect. It creases on me super bad. It's not full coverage, and that's the claim of it. It's a full coverage. You could use it to conceal anything, you can use it to define anything, and I just feel like it doesn't conceal enough. I have one other miss from the Makeup Revolution line, and that is their eyeliner, their Renaissance Flick eyeliner. And I did try and get into it because I see a lot of influencers use it and say that they love it, but I think I'm just a hardcore advocate of brush tip eyeliners, that just using that one, it just kills me that it's a felt tip, and the tip on the end of the eyeliner, it's not really a nice point. It's almost rounded off. So whenever I do my flick, it's always really thick, and I always have to go in with concealer to just sharpen it up, and I just feel like, bruh, I just need a thin eyeliner that's a brush tip, that's black. I love the pigment of it, don't get me wrong, but it's just the fact of the application and the way that it's made. So I would have to say, like, that is my miss. So those were my 3 misses. I wish I had more because I want to even it out, but we're gonna just move on into things that I think are okay. So I do enjoy their powders. I think their powders are great. I don't think they're anything revolutionary. They work really well, and personally I have been getting into their Bacon Blot powder. I have the shade Banana. That is really nice, but the thing is that it is such a hard pressed powder that you really have to dig in with your brush and really go back and forth before that pigment starts to pick up on the brush, at least for me. So whenever I'm powdering my face, I don't feel it's set. So then I would always have to go in with their luxury baking powder in the shade Lace to just bake my face and to make it feel like, okay, she's set, she's gonna stay on all day. And the purpose of me using powder for myself is not because I'm oily, it's because I like my face makeup to stay as fresh and as nice and as long as possible, just because you never know when you're gonna have to have a long day, so I like to make sure that my face is locked in and ready for it. Those two powders, they're great in combination with each other, but I think alone they're not my favorite, so that's kind of why I like them, because I do have a use for it, but it's not going to be something that, oh, I'm gonna travel with this, or oh, I'm gonna bring this with me on a sleepover. It's just something that I feel like works and is okay. I have two brow products that are pretty okay to me. Now I have the brow definer, which you guys seen in a lot of my recent videos. I'm using that one just to use it up because I feel like this brow product is very similar to the Anastasia brow definer, and it's also very similar to the Sculpting Brow by ShopMissA. Now I like the ShopMissA one personally because it's not as waxy. This one is very slippery, and I feel like you can go heavy-handed too fast with it. So if you're into something where it's like a little bit will go a long way, then you'll probably really like this. But to me, I've tried better, and although this is very cheap, very inexpensive, I think it's like $5, I still probably wouldn't spend my $5 on it. It's just okay, but if I was in a pinch, I think I would pick it up. It's one of those situations where you're just like, well, if I was in an emergency crisis, then I would pick it up, but other than that, I probably wouldn't pick it up again. So once it's done, and once I'm done using it, I'm just gonna toss it in my empties bin and just have it be gone. The other brow product that I think is pretty okay, I personally like it, but I think I'm torn because of the application of it. Now this is their Brow Revolution. I have the shade Dark Brunette, and I like this because your brows are so easy to fill in, but it comes in like that Wonder Brow type of situation where it's a brush as opposed to, I don't know, I feel like they could have made this a little bit better where the brush could have been an angled brush as opposed to something like a lip brush. I don't know. I think it would just be easier to just manipulate into the eyebrow. So because of this, and because I have to go into so many of my other brushes to make my eyebrows look nice, I just think that I could just save time with a pencil or even my brow pomades and just do my brows like that. So I like this product. It makes my brows look so good, so bomb, but the applicator is kind of what's putting me off from using it and really loving it. This is going to be my fifth item. This is the mascara, and I don't really love this because the applicator is almost kind of like a little sister to the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, so it's a little bit of an hourglass shape, and this one is just very thick. It's a thick, clumpy mascara. It really does perk up the lashes, not gonna lie. This really does make a huge impact. But once you start crying, once you start laughing so hard to the point where tears are forming, your mascara will run, and it's very, very wet. Once you apply it, I feel like you cannot touch your lashes for a good 3 minutes. So when I'm in a rush, I will not use this mascara because I know once I blink, once I put it on my lower lashes and blink, it's game over. So I wish that this was a little bit more dry, and I have had this for well over 3 months, so it's reached that point where I have to throw it out now. So it's sad that it has to go, but I just wish they had more options as far as mascaras are concerned, because I believe right now this might be their only mascara, and I mean, it's great, but it's not the best. Alright everyone, that wraps up this video. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I honestly love doing these videos, just like a roundup of brands, and I want it to also be known that no brand is perfect. You know, there's things that brands will not always cater to you for, and that's the beauty of makeup. We have so much around us, so we can go out and expand our horizons and play with other brands. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video as much as I do, and I will see you guys later. Bye! Peace out, Girl Scouts.